Hello, Americans. Another friend subscribes around the world. Back again, man. So we got a little surprise package.
You got your knife on you?
All right.
I'll stand back. Whoa. Crazy man. I think I know who this is from, but I won't know until I open it. We did receive a notification of an item coming. And I would say yes, this is from Michael Leeper. He knows that we've had some issues with our computer.
He's been telling Kitty, and I was telling her, man, I'm like, hey,
okay,
I think we're still waiting on you.
And
well, she's all, well, I can't get to the computer.
Yeah. But we've been having some on his desktop.
Sometimes too.
An issue with, because our internet is the cell phone, so he turns on his hotspot and he has to put his phone right on the computer to get the signal to his computer. And he says, well, Michael says, so do you have antennas that stick out the back? And I remember getting the antennas with the computer, but I didn't think I needed them, so I packed them, and he's been waiting patiently for me to find them. So instead he just sent them. Thank you. I will get that put in. And it looks like I will have to
take it apart.
Do a new card.
All right. Yeah. So now, see, she'll do another video.
Yeah.
This is
what do we call it? IT department, Hillbilly IT department.
That's right.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
And the other department we're going to do is Miss Kitty is fixing
ETOUFFEE.
ETOUFFEE, catfish.
And we thought we would share that with you since we took you along for the fishing trip and then the cleaning and flaying of the fish.
And I'm taking you along for another catfishing trip tomorrow.
Because it is that good. So I've been shopping, so let's go see what it looks like. Okay, so here we are in my fancy kitchen.
Fancy.
So like I said, I've been doing some chopping, and I have some vegetables chopped up here. My onions, and my garlic, and my celery. I don't have peppers, any kind of bell peppers, and I don't have parsley, and I don't have tomatoes. And normally those items would go into the ETOUFFEE, but especially when you can't run to the grocery store real quick, it's okay. Just go with what you got. It works. And I've already cooked my rice. This is just some white rice. I'm going to dump this out into a bowl, and then I'm going to cook it right here in my rice cooker. So got my rice put up, set aside. I turned on my rice cooker and let it come to temperature and put olive oil in. I make my own roux. This is what I'm doing right now, is making roux. If you like to buy it pre-made, that's cool. Just get it heated up. So I've got my oil heated up. That is about 4 to 5 tablespoons of oil in there. And then I just whisk in flour into that to make the roux. And you don't really have to measure the flour. You just keep adding flour until the consistency of the oil and the flour together is thick. And you want it to, it's still not quite there. You want it to, gosh, I don't even know how to explain how to, no, not quite pancake. Pudding might be a good. Okay, yeah, pudding would be good. So you just stir that, whisk it until it's like that. Caramel, maybe. It kind of looks like caramel. Pudding. Okay. Got that. And now we put in our chopped vegetables. There goes the onions. That's not quite as hot as I wanted it to be. That's okay. It doesn't have to be like searing. Put those in there. And garlic. I like my garlic. I actually add a little bit more garlic than what it calls for. And it doesn't actually call for celery, but since I don't have the peppers or the tomatoes, I had to put something else in there. And this is how I made it the last time, and it turned out really good, so I'm happy with that. So you stir it up like this. Coat that roux all over those vegetables. I'm going to put the lid on this and let it simmer for about 5 minutes. Come do the next step. Okay, got it all sauteed down. It's not completely cooked. Just getting everything up to temperature there. And this is where we add our beef broth. I do not have beef broth, but I do have bouillon. So I got a cube here of bouillon. This makes 2 cups. This bouillon cube does, and that's exactly what I need, is 2 cups of beef bouillon. Put my water in. And that bouillon will dissolve as that water gets hot, and I stir it. And then I'm going to add some seasonings. And like I had said before, I don't have parsley. And parsley, it actually calls for fresh parsley at the end for a final seasoning. But since I have I don't have dried parsley, so I'm going to just put in some oregano. I couldn't decide if I wanted to do oregano or basil, and I really didn't want the basil flavor in here. So I'm just going to do a couple pinches of oregano. A bay leaf, and this is one of a friend has a place out of state that grows bay leaves in their yard, and the last time she was down there she picked a bunch and dried them and gave me a bag. Oh, they're wonderful. They're lovely.
Lovely.
Lovely. This is about a tablespoon of lemon juice, and after it's all done and I taste it, I might add more lemon juice. Tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. I love hearing how people pronounce that one. And it says to do red pepper flakes to taste. And that's probably about half a tablespoon to a tablespoon. We like it spicy, so that is definitely to taste. Put that in, some salt. And again, I'll taste at the end and maybe add some more of that. And pepper, black pepper.
So this is an under Hermit order recipe.
Under
when you
yeah.
can't go out and get everything you need.
And you just put in what you got. And
Pantry
go with it.
Pantry cooking.
Yeah, exactly. Stir
She's
that
pretty
up.
good at that.
And this is going to come to a boil and then simmer for 30 minutes. And at that point, then we'll get the catfish out. So I got this all simmered down. Looks like a big pot of gravy is what it looks like right now. You can see the vegetables in there, all cooked. And I took some time and did a final trim. This is about 2 pounds of catfish meat. Put that in there. And these are small fillets, thin fillets. If you were doing large chunks, if you had like a big channel cat and you were doing chunks, you'd want to cook it just until it flakes, maybe about 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. These are really thin, so I would say more like 3 to 5 minutes for these ones to cook in this hot goo. So we're going to let that cook. Be right back. I'm going to check and see if it's flaking. Get a nice chunk of catfish dug out and flake with my fork. Yeah, easier said than done on a spoon. It's still a little bit mushy. So we're going to let it cook for just another couple minutes. Fish is flaking, and I just wanted to let you know that I felt like it was a little bit too thick, so I did add some water to thin it down. I don't know if you can see that now it's more of a soupy. Getting ready to put the rice in. This is the final step. I'm going to go ahead and take out that bay leaf. We're going to end up with a nice big pot that we can eat on for days. Or I can share it with the kids. I haven't quite decided yet.
We'll just be eating that.
Yeah? You don't think that they're going to want to try it? Because they haven't actually tried it yet.
Let's talk about this off camera.
Off camera? Okay, you don't want to incriminate yourself with your children? And
I got one child here. It's good enough.
Dried, this was 2 cups of rice before it was cooked. It'll probably take the whole bowl, but what I'll do is I'll put probably about 3/4 of it in there, stir it up, make sure that it's not going to be too ricey. And when you're cooking with rice, That rice is going to soak up a lot of the flavor and the spice. So after you add the rice, be sure to taste test it and add more spice if need be. Yeah, that's definitely going to take all that rice. Can you see how it's mixing in there? If you want it to look more like this side, where this side's still soupy. And you can also serve, just put the rice on the plate, and then serve the topping on top of the rice. It's totally acceptable. I think actually that's how the fancy places serve it, but this is just our home process. Doing it at home in one pot. Okay. Get that all stirred in there, and it is done and ready to eat. Were you requesting some cornbread to go with this?
No, wouldn't that be fantastic?
That should have been on the grocery list for my last.
You ain't got cornbread?
I don't have cornbread. No, I don't.
Oh, you're fired.
I'm fired. Okay, I'm out of here.
The cornbread is in my blood.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
Well, you know, I actually.
How long you been married to me?
I got online to see if I could do some grocery shopping at Walmart.
It didn't work out so great.
It didn't work out so great, and they're saying you should only go to the grocery store every 2 weeks. Well, it's kind of hard when you go to your small town local grocery store and they limit. They say you can only get so many of this, which I understand. I'm not complaining about that, but they limit how much you can get at one time. Well, it does make it hard when you're trying to only go every 2 weeks. So I'm just doing with what I got. I had the celery, I had the onions, I had the rice, I had the catfish.
But you didn't have the frickin' cornbread.
Didn't have the cornbread. But I can butter you up some bread and butter.
Oh, gee, thanks.
Some bread and butter to go with it.
Thanks.
Okay. It is done. You want to try some?
All right, this second.
Okay.
You can.
Okay.
You can try it on the thing?
Am I going to try it? I've already tried it.
All right, I'll
Off
try it.
camera. I'm going to get some catfish in there. Let's get you a big chunk of catfish. Big chunk of catfish. I can't even see any big chunks anymore. They all went away. Got a fish
There's
for the
one
cat
right
right there. There we go.
Oh, thanks, Mommy.
This
is this to make up for the cornbread?
Yeah, but this is not proper.
Yeah, keep your 6 foot. And I don't
Exactly.
think you're
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I can blow my own thing.
Okay. Do we need to season some more? More salt?
A little bit more
Yeah,
salt.
I was thinking more salt. Okay, so there we go. We're done. So everybody stay safe out there. Remember, stay at home and stay safe. And good Lord willing, and the cricks don't... Oh, why don't you go check out some links down below?
It's a great way to support the homestead.
And we really appreciate that. So good Lord willing, and the cricks don't rise.
We'll be back again tomorrow.
See ya.